The Titanic, dubbed the unsinkable ship, was a British passenger liner that met a tragic fate during its maiden voyage. The ship, built by the White Star Line and designed by naval architect Thomas Andrews, was one of the largest and most luxurious vessels of its time. However, on the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic collided with an iceberg and sank, resulting in one of the most infamous maritime disasters in history. The construction of the Titanic began in March 1909 in Belfast, Northern Ireland. It took approximately 3 years to complete this remarkable feat of engineering. The ship boasted luxurious amenities, including opulent cabins, a swimming pool, a gymnasium, a squash court, and even a Parisian café. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic embarked on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, bound for New York City. The Titanic's passengers were a mix of wealthy individuals seeking luxury travel and immigrants hoping for a better life in America. The ship's crew consisted of around 900 people, including officers, engineers, stewards, and other staff. Captain Edward Smith, an experienced seaman, commanded the vessel. 4 days into the journey, on the night of April 14, the Titanic received several warnings of icebergs in the area. Despite these messages, the ship maintained a high speed, believing that the Titanic was virtually unsinkable due to its advanced design and safety features. Unfortunately, at around 11:40 p.m., the Titanic struck an iceberg on its starboard side, causing severe damage to its hull. As water flooded the compartments, it became evident that the Titanic was in serious trouble. The ship's lifeboats, which were designed to accommodate a fraction of the total number of passengers and crew, were quickly launched. As the evacuation began, it became clear that there were not enough lifeboats to save everyone on board. The evacuation process was chaotic and marred by a lack of organization and communication. Women and children were prioritized for the lifeboats, while many men were left on board. Distress signals were sent out, and nearby ships, including the RMS Carpathia, responded to the Titanic's call for help. However, due to the delay in recognizing the severity of the situation, the Carpathia arrived too late to save the majority of the Titanic's passengers and crew. At approximately 2:20 a.m. on April 15, the Titanic plunged beneath the icy waters of the North Atlantic Ocean, with more than 1,500 people still on board. Only about 700 survivors were rescued by the Carpathia and taken to New York City. The sinking of the Titanic sparked widespread shock and grief around the world. It also led to significant changes in maritime safety regulations. The disaster exposed several shortcomings, such as the insufficient number of lifeboats, inadequate training for the crew in emergency procedures, and the lack of a mandatory 24-hour radio watch for ships. These lessons ultimately influenced future maritime practices and led to the establishment of the International Ice Patrol to monitor icebergs in the North Atlantic. In the following years, numerous expeditions were conducted to locate and explore the wreckage of the Titanic. It wasn't until 1985 that the ship's remains were discovered by a team led by Dr. Robert Ballard. Since then, further expeditions have been undertaken to document and preserve the site. The wreckage of the Titanic lies approximately 12,500 feet, 3,800 meters, below the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. The story of the Titanic has captured the public's imagination and has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and films. It serves as a poignant reminder of the